Hey guys, and welcome to our first installment of Versus. Essentially the way this works, me and her go down to our local video store, which thankfully has a 2-for-1 section like most family-run video stores do. And we pick out what we feel is the best and the worst of the movies. And then we just kind of watch them, go through them, and we pick an overall winner from both categories. Now keep in mind, our decisions are based upon three main aspects. The characters, and are they likable? Is there good art? Is the acting done well? The story, does it develop well from point A to B? Does the ending make sense? Do the actions make sense? And then just general effects and view of the movie, the way it looks, how it was filmed, stuff like that. So keep that in mind while we do this, because I'm sure there will be plenty of things that we say win that some of you might not agree with. You ready?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll start with our worst movies from the first section. You can go ahead and start with yours. This movie you picked.
I chose Blubberella. I'm pretty sure it was a movie making fun of Blood Rain. Was that what it was?
Yeah, it kind of seemed like this weird, like a comedy spin-off of Blood Rain.
Yeah, like they were trying to be bad, or at least I hope that was the case. Basically, it's this 300-pound half vampire that fights Nazis.
It's a fat Blood Rain. It's essentially the joke of it.
There's the guy who is the head of the
Freedom Fighters.
Yeah, the Freedom Fighters, who is basically, he can't make up his mind between Blubberella or the gay guy.
He's like the bastard retard spawn of Jack Harkness. Like, we're pretty sure he'll fuck anything, but it's just bad. It's really
definitely
bad.
Not as suave and not as cool.
No. I actually can't think of the actor's name right now, but the last movie I remember seeing him in was in Freddy vs. Jason. He played one of the brothers.
Oh, okay.
That escaped from the mental ward. He wasn't, not the main guy, but his like sidekick through the thing is what it plays. So.
But anyway, and there's parts like one part Blubberella has a dream about playing Risk with Hitler.
I'm not even sure if that was a dream. I actually think that was like a flashback. Because the dream is when she was like making a meet with Hitler. Like they were in her cooler.
Right.
I don't know what it was. It kind of hints at the fact that Blubberella is Jewish. Because she, like, through this whole thing, there's this really retarded running gag of, like, she has no idea that the Holocaust is happening. And, yeah, this fucking movie makes fun of the Holocaust, because that's a lighthearted subject for everyone to enjoy.
Real classy.
It was pretty bad. I do think it was meant to be bad, but even for a movie that's meant to be bad,
it's pretty bad.
It's pretty fucking bad. Like, it makes the scary movies look like Citizen Kane in comparison. Like, it's that fucking bad.
Yeah.
The next movie that we watched, I picked out, and it was this fucking movie. And I'd never seen it before, but just the title alone, I felt like this is going to be a bad fucking movie. Was Psycho's Sleepover. Oh my fucking Christ.
I love that movie.
It's enjoyable. Like, if you're really fucking bored, you have nothing else going on, and you don't mind losing a couple brain cells, I would watch it. It's another movie that I'm pretty sure that they meant for it to be bad, and if not, Jesus fucking Christ. It follows this girl whose boyfriend tries to kill her because she won't give him a blowjob. And she's like 14, I think is what they say.
Yep.
Yeah, she's like, but she's played by like a 40-year-old. Like, she's played by someone obviously
30,
nowhere
20,
near
30,
14.
Yeah.
It's sarcasm, too.
Whatever. Let's go.
But yeah, so the chick won't give him a blowjob. So he pretty much dresses up like a fucking clown and tries to kill her. And she ends up killing him. And then there's like some semblance of a story with like her dad was a serial killer, I think it was.
This is the first like 10-15 minutes. This isn't the entire thing.
Yeah, it's like her dad was a serial killer and her boyfriend was a serial killer, and now she's like...
Well, they do live in Murderton.
Yeah, that was...
That was the name of the city. Not joking.
But, so it goes on, and now she's, I guess, invited to a sleepover by the popular girls?
That one chick. I don't know how she was popular, yeah. She had braces, she was fat, and I'm pretty sure she was played by a guy.
Yeah, it was like...
played by a guy.
It was like if Seth Farley... It kind of reminds me of one of the skits from SNL.
Yeah.
Seth Farley's dressed as the chick.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this chick reminded me of. And then there's this brunette who's not really...
She's ditzy. I guess I can see where she can be popular.
Kind of the stupid one.
Yeah.
And then I shit you not, the other chick looks like fucking Tank Girl. Like, weird fucking haircut kind of thing. But, anyway.
She was the best actress through the entire fucking thing.
That's not fucking saying much either. The acting in this was horrible. Actually, no. I really like the nerds. Just the one guy with the costume. They were great. They're these two nerds. They're trying to, like, get a glimpse at the sleepover, because apparently they've watched too much Cinemax and think that just because there's a sleepover, there's going to be fucking.
One guy's never had a boner.
Yeah.
Ever.
And they try to make it such an epic scene of, like, I will get a boner someday. Like, there's, like, sad music playing, and, like, or not even sad, but, like, epic. Like, you feel like he's going into fucking war, and it's just him trying to get a boner. But they're there, and they're trying to watch it. And then there's the girl psychiatrist who, like, hits on her. I'm pretty sure, like...
Oh, yeah.
Cause
blatantly.
He, like, blatantly hits on her. And then her mom blatantly hits on him. Like, talking about how it's so nice to have a man around the house. And it's fucking ridiculous. But she goes to the sleepover, and, of course, they invite boys over, and there's drinking. And it's typical slasher movie fucking setup. And then the psychiatrist is going to go to her house to the sleepover because the one fucking Tank Girl calls her. And apparently he thinks he's going to get fucked because the whole way he has like this real like, he kind of reminds me, like he feels like he should be put in like a late 70s, early 80s film. He has like the whole like porn star mustache thing going on and shit. He's pretty awesome, I gotta say. But all the crazies get let out. And apparently, being a serial killer is like being a fucking superhero because they have to have their costumes. And they all...
Make sure it's not going over 10 minutes. Yeah, we're close, that's why.
10 minutes to cut off?
Yep.
I wish some movies were that way. Good.
I am now.
Okay, so anyway, I guess to be a serial killer, you gotta have a fucking costume, because most of these guys do. And it just kind of gets stupid. Like, really fucking stupid. Like, I guess the girls she's having, the popular girls, are all serial killers. And, okay, if you plan on watching any of these, you know, fuck it. Because I can't really spoil anything for you, because it's pretty fucking quick just to figure out from reading the back of the movie what the fuck happens.
Hmm.
The chicks at the slumber party but they are serial killers, and they hold these things, these sleepovers, to fucking murder people.
Yep, murder their boyfriends every time.
Yeah,
They invited her because she murdered her boyfriend.
Yeah, and they thought they're like you're a serial killer too.
Yeah.
And how the fuck this happens without anyone being arrested, I have no fucking idea. Never once is there a cop, like anywhere.
I thought it was at the very end. There was.
A cop?
I thought.
No, the fucking ending of this. Oh, we'll get to the end of the fucking movie. I don't know what the fuck happened with that. It was, fucking editor had ADD or something.
Well then, the one is vibrating.
Yeah, but it's exciting.
Can't contain it.
Right. But anyway, so it just kind of goes from there. The psychiatrist, I guess, is like a serial killer who kills other serial killers. He's
Dexter, but Dexter's cooler.
Yeah, this guy's fucking retarded. It's like, if Dexter was a mid-70s pedophile, it would be this guy. But yeah, that's my thoughts as far as that movie goes. Should we go into the best, and then we'll reveal the winners at the end of it?
We're not going to reveal the winner now?
No, we'll do it at the end.
Okay.
At the end of it. Okay, my best movie that I picked was Night of the Living Dead, of course. As anyone that'll find out by watching The Cynic, or any of our fucking reviews, I have a soft spot for zombie movies. And Night of the Living Dead was one of the first, well, it was the first zombie movie, and it was the first zombie movie I ever saw. And, like, I don't know, I enjoyed it. I always enjoy it. The acting in it, watching it now, of course, given the time it was made, was kind of so-so. We did watch the remastered version. The fuck are you looking at?
Sume! I wasn't sure, but anyway, keep going.
We watched the remastered full color version, which does kind of take away from the effects a little bit, because you can obviously see how bad they are.
Keep going, Jack.
Well, no, I'm going to stop.
Wait. Or not, and Chevy was looking at it. And then she tried mounting Chevy. I'm like, hey!
Yeah, apparently
the other way around!
Apparently she thinks she doesn't mount from behind, she mounts from the front.
I'm a retarded dog.
They do to show dominance. How good a girl.
Yeah, but then it's funny because the last time she was in, they managed fine. This time around they can't do it.
Well, I mean, she has standards.
You hear that, buddy? You're below her standards.
Apparently,
you're not white enough.
she's like her mother. Anyway,
apparently we have racist animals.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead. Okay.
Give me my white cat. Black cat.
Anyway. There's old bitches, that's the only reason they don't like them.
Anyway.
Like, I don't know, what are your thoughts on it? Night of the Living Dead? Since it was the first time you actually saw it.
Right. I didn't really, I don't know. It wasn't bad. Like, I liked how...
You're not going to spoil anything, I'm sure, by this point.
Right.
When it's going to
the acting was... I like the black guy's acting. That was really good.
Yeah.
And the young...
The girl?
boy.
Yeah, she does... The young boy?
Yeah.
See, I like the girl.
Well, the girl in her, as she's going
Like,
further and further into insanity,
kind of
yeah.
down. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. The old man was pretty good. The girlfriend, the wife was okay. The girlfriend pretty much sucked.
So everyone was good except for the
she was
unconscious girl in the basement and the guy's girlfriend.
Not the little girl, the girlfriend.
That's what I just said. Everyone was good except for the unconscious
Well,
girl.
the unconscious girl didn't really do anything. She just laid there.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, she did great in acting. But
they just gave her some Benadryl and told her to lay down.
You can't lay down like a dead man ever.
The girlfriend, I have a feeling she goes on to become a porn star.
I actually don't know, and I wish I would have looked now, because I can't think of her name off the top of my head, and I feel bad that I don't know this, just because it is like one of my favorite movies.
But other than that, yeah, it was, for, being the first zombie movie, it was pretty damn good.
And they're never mentioned as zombies, or
they're
just the undead.
I was so pissed that the black guy got shot in the head. I was like, what? survived the entire fucking zombie apocalypse, and that's what happened? What? Fucking, ugh.
What was the movie you picked out?
I picked out The Shrine.
The Shrine, yeah.
Which basically, it starts out this woman is... I fucking hate this woman.
She's a fucking bitch.
She's
for
a
the
bitch.
whole movie.
She's selfish. She has no regard for anybody else.
Especially her fucking boyfriend.
Her boyfriend, yeah. But she's basically a writer for a newspaper or a magazine or something like that.
I think it's a newspaper.
Yeah.
She because her boss was bitching at her about like not writing writing to the.
Right, but why would she write articles from different places throughout the world?
She's a reporter, so she goes to wherever she gets assigned a story, and then she has to go in. So
she could be either one. But anyway, well, she doesn't want to go on this B story that he assigned her on. Instead, she decides that she's going to blatantly disregard what her fucking boss told her to do. Because there was a disappearance in another part of the world.
Isn't she doing this just to save her career, too? Isn't it like a big plot point for her?
Yeah.
Like, she's like, oh, my career's failing because they're still giving me work.
They're still giving me terrible articles that I don't want to write because nobody wants to read them or something like that. But anyway, so she decides, her and this young intern that just started, decides that they're going to go look for these missing people instead of doing what the boss told them to do. So she goes to her boyfriend, who is a photographer, and they're having issues too because she's all about work and
I fucking love that.
Yeah, she's all about work, and she goes to him and she's like, oh, let's get away and blah 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 blah. Oh, by the way, we're gonna be doing this story.
Yeah.
But anyway, they go to where these disappearances happened. She didn't tell her boyfriend that the boss did not give her the okay.
No, and she told the intern that she did because they're all like,
yeah,
right in the car.
She lied to both the intern and the boyfriend. So they go to find out these disappearances in this small little town. And there's been like
Where the fuck was it? It was overseas somewhere.
Finland or something.
Yeah, it was
like
like Finland or some shit.
A tiny little town in Finland or something like that. But anyway, and like there's this, she thinks it's weird because they disappear, but their baggage goes back to their homes or shit like that.
The hitchhiker.
Yeah.
This kid disappears, and this is how she first gets into it. This kid disappears when he's over, like, going through cross-country trip through Europe.
Right.
And his baggage ends up in a town he had never been to. Like, because they find his journal. His mom still has his journal because they sent those luggage back to him, and he never mentions being in this town at all.
But they all were last in this town that they wrote about. And in the journal, he talks about this weird fog. So that's when they decide to go.
From the town that's known for its mushrooms.
Yeah. And they go, and none of the villagers want them there. They're like, you speak English? Go back to England. You know they came from America.
Oh, come on, I got a fat ass.
He was pretty cool. But anyway.
He was more likable than the girlfriend.
They leave the town, but they decide they're going to stop once they get out of the village's sight, go back to the fog to see what's in the fog. Well,
demonic weeping angel.
The girl goes in, the intern goes in first, and they're waiting, and they're waiting, and they're waiting, and they try calling out, she can't hear them, they can't hear her, can't see her, nothing. So the girlfriend goes in, and they follow the girlfriend, and she goes in, and she's looking, and then there's this gargoyle holding this heart, and it looks creepy, like there's even whisperings and shit like that going on, and she looks at it, and she goes to grab her phone, and the entire time I'm going, don't blink, don't blink, don't look away, don't do it. She looks down, moves around the statue, and then when she goes to take the picture, she looks back up. Now, she's supposed to be at the back of the statue, but when she looks up, the head has turned, and the heart is beating as if there's blood going through it. It's fucking creepy. So she backs away slowly, finally thinking a little bit, watching the statue the entire time, until she can't see it anymore. Then she starts hearing whisperings and things moving around her, so she runs. and she runs out of the fog, and her and the intern both have seen it. Well, then this little girl that they had met earlier comes, Lydia. Lydia comes, and she's like, I know where to find your friend.
That little girl was actually a pretty good actress.
Yeah.
Like, for being a kid,
yeah.
She was really fucking creepy, which most kids are in movies like this.
Right.
So I wouldn't give too much away on this one, though, just because it is a newer film.
Okay, well,
like, Night of the Living Dead, every fucking person alive has probably seen it.
Let's just say it gets very bloody, and there's parts where you're like, it's like Exorcist meets, I don't know.
I didn't see how you see Exorcist in this. Like, watching this movie, I would describe it as like,
because of the way the girlfriend looks at the end before when that shit happens.
I don't know. For me to think Exorcist pea soup has to be involved, and masturbating with crucifixes. Cause you ever seen The Exorcist?
No.
Oh my god. We'll have to watch that sometime.
Yeah.
So many bad. Well, Exorcist is actually a pretty good movie. Really
but anyway.
It's more of like, think of Hostel. You haven't seen it. I'm sure some of you guys have. I fucking hope so, at least. In a sense of like, not evil. I guess the only way I can really describe it without giving away. Because there is a really good twist at the end of the movie. Like, it went somewhere where I really didn't expect it to go. Part of me was like, okay, because just from looking at the runtime of the film and how close it was getting before shit started happening, I'm like, alright, it might go this way, but it was really unexpected the way it ended. Let's
just say, I love the Saw movies. I love the Paranormal Activity movies, except for the fourth one.
Skype horror.
I don't really have a lot of problems with horror movies. Like, I can watch them and I'll be a little freaked out afterwards, but it's fine. It's more of a mental thing. This movie, by the time I was done, I was crying. I was so scared. Not the second. Daisy Bear. Daisy.
Alright.
Not the second time because I expected it, but the first time, yeah, I was crying. And my friends were cowering under blankets with stuffed animals.
So I didn't think it was like that intense. I've seen a lot of weird fucking shit, though. I didn't think it was like that scary. But I did like that the couple scares it had were real, like, visual kind of scares and music cues. It wasn't a lot of the jump scares and just shit being thrown at you for no fucking reason. The music was done really well. Yeah, as far as our winners go, worst movie? Psycho. Yep, Psycho Sleepover gets worst movie.
Love that movie.
It's fucking cheesy. It's stupid. The effects
I'm buying it the
stupid.
first time I get a chance.
Great. Best movie? Going back to the disclaimer at the beginning of this, is The Shrine. Night of the Living Dead did start the whole undead-themed movies, and it's nothing against the movie. I fucking love the movie. I will love the movie until the day I die. It's on the top of my list as great movies. But when you take it and put it into today's standards of what horror movies should be, and compare it to a newer movie like The Shrine, it, taking away all the effects it had on cinema, it does kind of fall a little bit shorter. Like, the acting's not as well done. Effects have obviously gotten better.
There wasn't really a growth in character.
There was. You did get to see the girl, the main girl from it, deteriorating down and kind of going fucking crazy. I love that. I love that slow progression. But The Shrine, the way the story developed, even though the fucking girlfriend was a bitch, like, I did not like her at all. It does have a good payoff. It's just, overall, standing next to each other, it was a better movie.
And I think the boyfriend actually made it pretty good out in the end.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our verses for this week. We will catch you Yeah. Later. Hi, guys.
Shut it out.